Hello, this is Victor at RestoreYourMercedes.com. This video is for Thaddius in Georgia. And this is the throttle body that I repaired. This is of the S-class unit. This is S-class unit 8925 with ASR. And this unit was actually pretty bad. The wires were completely destroyed. There was just dust left out of them, off of insulation rather. The wires were touching all over. Clutch coil was bad too, okay, and linkage was bent, and on top of that the micro switch stoppie was broken off and everything was jamming. The good news is that that little piece that was loose inside did not damage sliders. That's important because sliders, then you need to change the whole potentiometer, and this was not the case. Potentiometer has lots of meat left and it has lots of brushes left. That's a really good thing. So the unit has been energized. Every time I do clutch coil repairs, I put units on tests for a long time. Okay, so in this case the unit was repaired about Saturday afternoon. It's been on the bench since Saturday afternoon and worked all Sunday, and today is Monday morning, and it's still working. So everything is good with the coil. It became very nice and hot, so I can say the coil is okay now. So this is our temperature. As you can see, the unit is pretty warm. It's been a little chilly at night, but we can still hit like 90s, and so it's been working. For example, these units were just put on and they're like 70, 75. This unit has been off, and as you can see, its temperature is in 60s, and this one is in 90s. So we get like a certain part of the unit is going to be the hottest area right around here. Coil and the motor nearby, they heat up the most. So that's how unit operates on the bench. Now another thing we want to do is overall condition. The unit was oily, and actually that preserved the unit. As you can see, it cleaned up well. There is some oxidation. This is etching, so this can only be grinded off. I didn't want to grind it because once I cleaned it, it became nice and unicolor, and more or less I want to keep it like that rather than just grinding them. And this is the back plate. Oh yeah, I had to realign the plate after all, because once you touch the coil you have to realign the throttle plate. So lots of work into this one. This was not the easy one, but it works fine now. The linkage is nice and is free. As you can see, it even follows itself, that means that the actual linkage is so free that it just moves by itself. This is great because there is no binding at all. I mean, I can move it like right at this point without any kind of leverage. That's awesome. There is a return spring over here, and the throttle linkage connects to this ball, so obviously it's not going to move by itself. The spring is going to keep it in check, so that's very good. So that's that. And the last thing I want to show the readings that unit shows up on the start diagnostic. Now this is idle position, so we have 4.24. All of the units that I tested with this particular module, they all show 4.24. 0.47, that is variable from unit to unit, from throttle to throttle, depends how the alignment on potentiometer, whatever, but 0.47 is about right. That's about the median value, because I've seen unit 0.42 all the way to 0.62. Don't mind this switching over, that's just the software limitation. That's just the way it is. Now when we move the throttle to open position like such, micro switches change to off on, and readings also follow. Okay, so this is our wide open throttle. So this is where we are in terms of readings. What I can also show you, the specifications. See if I can see that. The specs if you go here, now the specs by factory is approximately 4.34. again, I always get 4.24 with this computer, so we're approximately where we need to be. And kick down 0.55, so we go all the way, and we're at 51 rather, 0.56, also pretty good. Again, these values are approximate values, so we're pretty good here. Second potentiometer, and again, these are medium values that I've seen on so many units I've done, so I'm pretty confident. So 0.47, approximately 0.49 is where it has to be. Kick down supposed to be at 4.5, so kick down all the way, and 4.38, which is pretty close, so we're pretty good here. Definitely the readings that I see, they're very median values of all the units that I have tested in this particular matter. 4.24, always 4.24 steady, and 0.47 is about medium range. 0.49 is what I see. I've seen as high as 0.62, I've seen 0.42, so we're pretty good in this department. So this is basically where we are. Unit operates nice and free, and that's fast, this is slow, it never shut down on me. So this unit is ready to go. All done, all realigned, all repaired. Lots of work, but it's worth it. It's actually a pretty decent unit internally. There is minimal rust, like very little debris in there. I blew up all the old insulation out of it, lubricated gears, a clean potentiometer, changed that little plank with that idle contact, a stoppie that was broken off, and bend the linkage back, so all is on point. So now it is all ready to go. Alright, so this is it. This is Victor at RestoreMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.